White. I'm a director, composer, and writer. I think that what unites all the processes for me, whether I'm in the director's seat or the writer's chair or performing on stage or making music, is just starting from a source. Harmonically with this. Yes, I need to match that. Whether that's an image I found or a painting that moves me or a play, like a text of Shakespeare's that I can't get out of my head, there's always a source. And then I try and listen to my response to that source to understand how I interact with it. So when I read this speech from Sir Thomas More that generated this piece, I heard a lot of music right away. And I knew that, okay, this is something I want to compose and compose for myself and an ensemble of women. I like nice things, I like nice things. And I watched this clip of Sir Ian McKellen and was blown away.
Plodding to the ports and coasts for transportation, and that you sit as kings in your desires.
It sounded like now. It didn't sound like it was written so long ago, and addressing issues that we are all consciously or subconsciously thinking about, which is bodies in flight, in movement, where they should go, where they shouldn't go, who has the right to tell them where to go. But it flips that on its head and asks the viewer, the audience member, the crowd, which the character is speaking to, is to consider what would happen if they were a stranger and had to seek safe harbor or a new country, a new home. How would they like to be treated? But he also wrote this one other thing. 3 pages from a play called Sir Thomas More. 1 and 2, then 10, then 12, and 35 lines. It grew and grew until the meaning hit me like hot light. In that time of 35 lines, the whole play is kind of situated from the point of view of Englanders that want to force other people out. And you don't get to hear from the other people. And I thought that was immediately a juicy provocation because that means I can have some authorship on this other side. And so I started then looking into, you think of by air, by land, or by sea. How is it that human beings are able to travel to become a stranger? By foot, by sea, by car, by train. Every headline I could find about people trying to get somewhere else. I always like to say I'm a person living in the now. I wasn't around when Shakespeare was around. So whenever someone says, this is how this should or shouldn't sound, I say, how do you know? Shakespeare was a writer responding to the life and times of his day. And we're all doing the same. And I love a lot of different kinds of music, and I would say what makes this show different from other musicals I'm working on is the cultural influences that I'm respectfully trying to open my ears up to. And so I like to say it has contemporary vibes with cultural origins. That's the music. Contemporary vibes with cultural origins. Pay me no mind, I'm just walking in the breeze, looking for new things, leave it all behind if need be. And then collaboration is key. You can't do anything without it. You can do theater of one, but that's not what I make. I like to make theater and music and performance for all, and so it requires a big family. And I find that the more specific I get with what I'm trying to make, it tends to liberate other people collaborating with me to bring themselves to it. And I never have all the answers. I have some and not all, and I always say you should surround yourself with people who have more answers even than you. Developing new work takes a lot of time and resources. And I don't even mean financial resources, I just mean my own human resource. When I'm making a show and I have to think about language and research and composition and then orchestrations and then working with my music director, all of that takes time. You can't shortcut through any of it. And so you need to go somewhere where you can immerse yourself in the process. And Guildhall has given that to me and my collaborators. What a strange case. What a strange case. I wrote 2 new whole songs while I was here, and that was unexpected. You know, I expected to come here to just deepen text, and all of a sudden I had time and space to think about music again. So it's been a very productive time, but a regenerative time, which is key. You can't just keep running your battery down. I had a teacher in school who told me in order to have a lifelong career or a life in the arts, you have to keep filling up your well. You need to keep watering your own garden, and I was able to do that while I've been here. Just walking in the breeze.